Welcome to my madness, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys my custom Carter Slade Ghost Rider. Now I'm going to break him down and show you all the different stuff that I did to get him to this point. And as usual, guys, the reason that I'm showing you this is not to be like, oh, look at this awesome thing that I did. It's because I think you need to understand, if you don't already, that you can have a lot of fun with your collection. Now, I'm just a kit basher, okay? I think I did more quote-unquote customizing on this than I may have ever done before with any other custom that I've done, short of possibly the last Ghost Rider that I did, but that was mostly just the motorcycle that I customized. But, I mean, I'm a glorified kit basher. And unlike my very, very good friend Collector Express on YouTube, shout out, you should go check his channel out, who is like a master customizer and does his own like molds and sculpts and all kinds of crazy stuff. I kit bash stuff. I paint a little bit, and occasionally I delve into a couple other things, which I did on this one, but that's about it. So I just want to show you guys that you can slap some stuff together and have something really cool to add to your shelf. Plus, I don't know about you guys, but customizing is just kind of fun. I just enjoy the process of it and coming up with new stuff and just, you know, having a craft to partake in. You know what I mean? It's just fun, and that's why I do these videos. So let's go ahead. We're gonna get this guy off the stand here and show you guys what we've got going on. Alright, so here we have him. We'll kind of break this down into two parts. We'll look at Carter Slade first, then we'll look at the horse. Now, as far as Carter Slade goes, we'll go over some basics here. Now, as far as the head sculpt, I just got this off of eBay. I found a guy who was selling 3D printed Carter Slade head sculpts online. I picked this up, I think, for about $20. I will try and put the link in the description box down below of where I picked this up. Thought it was a great looking head sculpt. Obviously, it comes in grayscale, so I had to paint it myself. So, you know, painted the face, the flames, did the kind of leather look there on the hat with the little studs on the hat and everything. So pretty basic, pretty simple. Just had to paint that, wasn't too bad. And then the body itself, some of you will know exactly what this is. This is the DJ from, was it Star Wars Last Jedi? Nobody wants these figures. It's not a good figure, honestly, because, you know, it's not a good character, because it's not a good movie. But for kind of a Western dude in a duster, it looks really, really good. Now, this isn't what he comes like. This isn't how he looks when you get him as far as color scheme. He comes in with kind of dark gray pants and I think like a dark blue shirt. And then all the brown on him, whether it's the jacket or the holster, all that kind of stuff, is a really bright, kind of clean brown look. So obviously the first thing I did was dye the body black, and then I went over and dry brushed black paint on it. On top of that, as far as what I did with the holster and the jacket is I just textured them up and made them look more like actual leather. Same thing with the arms here, because they come in just kind of a plain brown, and there's good texturing on the jacket, there's good texturing on the arms, there's a lot of places for it to pick up, like a good wash, and I did a lighter coat of brown over the top and all that kind of stuff to really make all the details on this jacket pop, and on the arms and on the holster as well, to make them look like worn leather. And I think it's actually a pretty good base for a Carter Slade. You know, I mean, we're talking Star Wars Black Series figure, so it's 6.5-inch scale, and I think it works really, really well. And again, nobody wants this figure, and I picked this guy up on eBay for I think $8 with free shipping. So it wasn't that expensive at all. I did go ahead and with some light cloth, I did a bandana for him, because Carter Slade usually has some form of bandana that's like the only color he has on him. Sometimes the bandana is just gray, but sometimes it's red. I've seen it done blue. So I had some of this blue material that I just did the scarf in blue, so it's an actual, you know, soft goods scarf there on him. And then as far as the gun goes, I picked this one up on eBay for, I don't know, I picked two of them up for about $8 plus shipping. So I got a lever action here, and a little holster there. The holster did have a ring on it because it looks like it's supposed to go on a necklace or something like that, which I clipped off and basically turned that little ring that would be right there into the hammer on the revolver. And so he's got a metal revolver. These are actual, you know, metal pieces here. The lever action was already painted up, so I didn't really have to do anything to that. Thought it looked really good. The revolver is all silver. I was gonna paint the handle on it, paint the grips on there, but I don't know. I decided not to. Just going in and out of his hand, it's gonna eventually wear that off, so I kind of like it the way it is. But this was a pretty simple kit bash. Very mild paint. I mean, the most I really did to this was either dyeing the body or, you know, painting up the head sculpt that I had gotten, but I think it came out really, really well. I liked it quite a bit, and you know, just the dry brushing to get that leather effect on the rest of him and stuff was pretty simple. And like I said, I just bought the head and I bought the weapons, so you know, there wasn't a lot going on here. He's kind of a glorified kit bash, but I think he came out pretty good. And we'll do some size comparison to some other stuff here in just a minute to show you where he stacks up here. But then we get to what took me the longest time, and that of course is the horse. All right, Carter Slade's horse, his flaming mount. So I bought this thing on Temu, I guess. I think it was Temu or AliExpress. I can't remember, but the horse itself, you can pick up this 1/12 scale horse for, I think I paid $14, and I think it was like $2 shipping. So I paid like 16 bucks for this horse. Now, when it comes in, obviously no flames, and he comes in very Barbie horse looking. So he's a bright brown color. The saddle is black. He's got black hair, and you know, I needed it to look like obviously Carter Slade's horse. Now, just to go over basically what I did on the body, I did do a black wash over the body to darken him up, and then I did a brown wash over the saddle there to kind of give it a leather look. I did also extend these so that he can actually get his feet in it, because they come in, they're like up here, which is far too short to get Ghost Rider's feet in, so I did have to extend those down just a little bit and kind of put in a little piece of extension, because it comes in as just a piece of plastic that just goes over the top and connects the two. So I had to get another piece of plastic to extend those so they'd hang down a little bit further. But that was the basic stuff that I did to this. Then we get into the, would you call it sculpting? I don't know. I've done this before with my last Ghost Rider that I did, where I redid the McFarlane Bat Cycle into a Ghost Rider motorcycle, where I used hot glue to make the flames. And there we go, just knocking Carter Slade over here. We'll keep him out of the way there. But and that's what I did here. Now, I did do it a little bit different. The tail was pretty much the same. I just did hot glue over the top of the existing tail to make the flames, and then painted it. So that was actually pretty simple. The difficult part was doing the mane. I actually had to cut the mane that was on there off, because it comes with a black mane. So I had to cut that off the head and off the back of the neck, because we do have articulation here at the head, so it is two separate pieces. And cut all that off, and then what I did is I drilled in little holes all along the spine, and then two there on the head, and I embedded little pieces of paper clip that I kind of clipped up and glued them in to form kind of a structure to form the glue around. And I also did the same thing on the nose to have the flames coming out of the nose. Drilled a couple little holes in the nostrils, and put paper clips in there that bent up, and then I started applying all the glue, the hot glue, to get this kind of flame effect that we have there. I just started slowly building it up until it was where I wanted it. It is by no means perfect, guys. There are some people out there who do a way better job than I can, and probably wouldn't need to use hot glue or anything else. That's fine. I am but a lowly kit basher. But for me, it came out pretty damn good. And I got the flame effects on there once they were built up, obviously, just like with the tail. I painted them up, and here we go. We have Carter Slade's mount. We have his horse. And the crazy thing about this is actually a pretty good 1/12 scale horse. Like, it's actually got a lot of articulation on it, almost to the point of having too much articulation sometimes, especially when you put Carter Slade on the back. It's got so many joints in the legs that it makes him a little difficult to stand up just because of the weight of the figure on his back. So I think it could use actually a little less articulation in the legs, but I love the articulation in the neck and the head and everything. I think it works really well. And again, for like 14 bucks plus a couple bucks shipping, this is a great deal if you're looking to either just have a 1/12 scale horse or do something custom with it like I did. Either way, it works really well. But by far, this, with all the working with the hot glue, took me much longer than kit bashing this dude together and doing just a little bit of paint on the head and stuff. So this was the real custom here, to be honest with you, because this took me far more time because I'm actually going through and sculpting, as it were, with hot glue, you know, flames and things. And yeah, it took a lot more time to do that. But let's go ahead and throw up a couple other figures real quick so you can see how this pair kind of scales up with some other stuff that you might want to put on the shelf with your Carter Slade Ghost Rider. Alright, so just a couple of other kit bashes and things that I put together for Ghost Rider, because I'm a huge fan of Ghost Rider. So here we have a chamber that I had kit bashed into a very simple Ghost Rider figure here, changed out the boots and done the hands and the head, and this is just the X-Men chamber figure, and you can see he is taller than this, you know, DJ Star Wars Black Series figure, but you know, it's not enough. It just looks like a guy who's like 6'1" standing to a dude next to a dude who's like, you know, 5'9". It's not that bad, so it doesn't bother me at all, especially since I'm going to have him posed on the shelf. He's going to be on the horse. It doesn't really bother me that much. So I think that one works there. And then of course we have my other Ghost Rider custom that I did, where I first learned to do flames out of hot glue. There we have that one there, which I've also got a video on the channel, and you can see how it stacks up there if we put the horse in front of it. Obviously that motorcycle is huge, and you know, we can see with him next to him right there, I think it works really well. This is going to look great on my Ghost Rider shelf. I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. Now again, if you are an expert customizer, like, again, shout out to my good friend Collector Express, you can do a way better job of this and maybe use different figures and things like that. I don't know. But for me, as a glorified kit basher who just loves to make cool stuff for my shelf, this is absolutely perfect. I'm very, very happy with the results. I think it came out great, and this is just another way to show you guys that you can have a lot of fun with your collection by just doing some different things. It doesn't cost a lot of money. Again, this guy here, to get this horse and mount, right, like the Carter Slade with his horse, we've got $8 on the figure, 20 for the head. That is true. So that's $28 for the figure here. We've got the guns that I think I paid $8 for, so you're talking $36 for the figure, and then the horse itself cost me, again, I think $16. So you're talking, what, $52, $51? I don't know, $50. Let's call it $50. Plus, I had all the stuff myself. I had the hot glue. I had the paint. I didn't have to do anything else. Do you think Marvel Legends would offer us a Carter Slade with his horse 2-pack for $50? Hell no, they wouldn't. There's no way in hell you'd be able to get that out of Hasbro for $50. Would never happen, but you can slap your own together pretty simply. You just got to kind of learn how to work with hot glue, because that's the most complicated part of all of this. But there it is, guys. There's my Carter Slade Ghost Rider. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think, or if you've got one of your own, man, put the link to your video where you posted it, because I'd love to see everybody else's like custom Ghost Riders. Not just Carter Slade, but you got a custom Ghost Rider. Show me. I love seeing it. I'm a huge Ghost Rider fan. But there you go, guys. So as always, thanks for watching, and always remember to enjoy your collection.